Hello everyone, this is Cherie, and this is my October wrap-up. Alright, so I'm here at Santana Row, and we'll see how long I can record before they make me stop, because technically if you have any kind of tripod type thing, you're not supposed to record here. So we'll see what happens. I'm way on the kind of the other side, so maybe there won't be anyone who notices. Anyway, so I did two things this month that have been on my list forever, and I'm glad I finally got them done. The first thing was I finally applied for a new passport, so that should be coming in a couple of weeks, and when it comes in I'll show you on the next video. And I also finally got an iPhone. I got rid of the old phone that I keep complaining about, and I finally got this. So it's an iPhone 16 Pro, and yeah, this is the first video, so we'll see how that goes and see how the shots look. All right, so that's it for here because I don't want to get in trouble. $31.25. Man, I should work at a key. And happy Halloween, everyone. All right, this is my wrap up for October. It's gonna be quick because I want to get this video out in the month of October. The 99%, I'm still working on the budget. Now, when you do a budget, you have like 31 categories that you have to look at. And within those categories, there are about 216 subcategories. And then within that, there are subcategories. So basically, I have about 350 line items total that I have to go over and consider, you know, do I need this for my indie film? And here's the spreadsheet. If you look at all the yellow lines, those are the ones that I still need to do. It's a lot of work. Everything in this movie in pre-production is a lot of work. Okay, and let's see, I forgot to tell you last time I had done another Jeff Howard session. It was about outlining. And then in October, I did another one about horror writing. And I'm just really glad that he keeps doing these monthly or bi-monthly Zoom meetings, because it's really good to just keep abreast of what's going on now in the industry by people who really do work in it. And yeah, it's just, I'm really happy Jeff offers this opportunity to us. Books. I did read Eruption, which was Michael Crichton's final book. Now, he died a while ago, but his wife had all these notes and chapters from a book he was working on called Eruption, about a volcano on the Big Island of Hawaii that is about to explode and cause kind of like worldwide effects. I don't want to go too much into the plot. It's one of those page turner kind of things that he's known for. The thing is, he didn't finish it, so his wife got James Patterson to complete the book, which is interesting. I've never read a James Patterson book, so I don't know his style. But I do know that there were parts of Eruption that just did not flow as well as like Michael Crichton's usual page turner kind of style. But there was, you know, and then there was all the stuff that was really super Michael Crichton. So I can't say like, oh, I totally recommend this book. I mean, I think it'd make a good movie. But my favorite that he's done is Jurassic Park. And then for movies, he wrote and directed the original Westworld. So those are still like my favorites. TV series. Okay, I haven't watched any TV series. However, I started to rewatch Midnight Mass because it's spooky season, and I thought, oh, what a better way to start off the spooky season than rewatch Midnight Mass. So, and then I got, I think I'm like 3 episodes in. It's only 7 episodes. But again, I've been so busy. I've got like 3 other books on my shelf that are all spooky season books that I've only read little bits, like maybe the first 4 to 6 chapters on. So I'm just not doing well on that stuff. However, I am doing well on reading screenplays, the best original Oscar-winning screenplays. So at work, I just start reading during my breaks, and so I am able to finish like 1 a week, when I just read a little every day. So I read The King's Speech, Juno, Django Unchained, The Producers, and Milk. Now, these were all good, but the screenplay for The Producers, which was written in 1967, was just like, don't use that as, an example of how screenplays are supposed to be written today. It was all in caps, except for lines of dialogue, and it didn't have any slug lines. So it didn't say like interior, theater, night. It just kept going from place to place within the paragraph blocks. So I thought that was interesting. It's still, it's funny, it's great, but it's just not how we are writing scripts today. All right, what else? Oh yes, okay. So tomorrow begins NaNoWriMo. Now, there have been some issues with NaNoWriMo, and you can do your research online. I always used it as just a month where I could work on a screenplay really hard every day, and try to complete a draft by the end of the month. And I'm still going to do that. I wasn't really invested with the whole NaNoWriMo, like going to the meetings and, doing the website and all that kind of stuff. So it's more of the experience of just the continuous writing in November that I appreciate and that I will keep doing. But yeah, so anyway, since I've been doing all this pre-production work for a while now, I am really missing being creative. And I'm not going to start a new script. I just don't have the time because I still need to finish the pre-production for the 99%. But I've got the script that I wrote last year, basically transcribing the book She, A History of Adventure, from the novel into screenplay format. Now, I think I have about like 240 pages or something. It's basically like 2 movies worth of stuff that I'm going to chop down and get into 1 movie worth of stuff. So, yeah, so that's going to be my project. And so it's not going to be so stressful because I don't have to come up with new ideas and, try to do all this stuff like when you're writing original stuff. But at least I can be creative. And I do love editing. So it's basically just a bunch of editing. All right. And the Harvard movie list. So yeah, I haven't made a lot of headway with that. I've gotten through 10 more. So number 100 through 110. And I want to talk about 2. And the first one is 1941 Citizen Kane. This is my favorite film of all time. And now we're getting to the really good stuff for the Harvard list. As far as I'm concerned. So Citizen Kane is on there. And then Brief Encounter. Now, I'd heard the title a lot, but I didn't know what it was about. And started watching it, and it was just like a charming little British contained film. And I thought, oh, this is fine, And then I'm watching it, and it keeps going and going, and then the ending happens. And it was just like this powerhouse ending. And I immediately thought of Greta Lee's past lives and the ending of that. I'm like, oh, I wonder if she was inspired by Brief Encounter. It just packed that same kind of emotional punch. And I really enjoyed it. I would happily watch it again. And it was directed by David Lean, who is known for his big, sweeping epics. He's known for Lawrence of Arabia and Dr. Zhivago and even Bridge on the River Kwai. Not these little like kitchen sink dramas like Brief Encounter is. But yeah, that was one of his earlier films. But yeah, I do recommend that. All right, and then because it's spooky season, I have watched a few horror movies that I would like to recommend. The first two are from Mexico. Even the Wind is Afraid from 1967, and it takes place in a girls' school, boarding school, and the ghost of one of the previous students who died is haunting one of the girls at this boarding school. And it has a great antagonist character. It's kind of like a mix between Professor Umbridge from the Harry Potter novels and Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And she's the principal, and she's just this horrible woman. And, yeah, it's great. I definitely recommend that one. And then also, I recommend The Devil's Backbone, which was Guillermo del Toro's third movie. And it takes place at an orphanage, a boys' orphanage, and one of the boys that just arrives starts being haunted by the ghost of a former boy that used to be at the orphanage. And there were so many scenes in this that reminded me of The Shape of Water. And it's really interesting because he directed The Shape of Water 16 years later. But, just like his style was there. It was his third movie, and it was just gorgeous. Loved it. All right, and then Incantation, I believe from 2022, from Taiwan, and this one's on Netflix. And it's about these people that go to witness this ritual, and they kind of break a curse, and then the curse follows them, and they have to go back to the cave. And it's great. I love it. Incantation. It's really scary. That's one of the scarier ones that I saw this past month. Oh, and then another Netflix horror called Under the Shadow. And this it takes place in Iran, but it was shot in Jordan because the subject matter, like they wouldn't have been able to make this movie in Iran. And it's about a mother and daughter who are haunted in their apartment right as the city is being bombed or about to be bombed. Can't really remember, but it was just really good and really spooky, and it has some little like folklorish spirits in it, and loved it. Yeah, recommend that one too. Finally, from 1980, a France and West Germany co-production that's all in English that stars Isabelle Adjani and Sam Neill, and it's called Possession. And this is an amazing movie. It starts out like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Like the two married people are just at each other's throat the whole time, and it's so uncomfortable, but you can't not watch it. And then things just spiral out of control from there, and it's a horror. And there's this whole scene in the subway where like she's being possessed, and oh my gosh, it's wonderful. Like that's one of the ones that I would probably buy in the future. It's not part of the Criterion Collection. I'm not sure why. Anyway, I think that's it for the wrap up. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in next month's wrap up. Bye.